Hello, and welcome to Halpha Historia. We are once again about our business of providing you, the viewer, with a richer PSO2 experience by exploring the things that make this new home of ours what it is. You know who I am, but if you don't, my name's Zio, and I'll be your lore keeper. So, no doubt you've seen it, the weird machinery strewn about Aleo. What's the deal with this planet, if you could even call it that? So about a week after NGS dropped, I posed a question to my friends in the community. I asked what they thought Halpha might be. After reading a number of Twitter and Discord posts, I've noticed some common themes here. So grab your aluminum foil hats, and let's take a look at some of the more prevalent ones. The first one is what I like to call the simulation theory. This asserts that Halpha is nothing more than an elaborate VR simulation. So what's supporting this? Well, a number of things stand out here. For one thing, you have the cocoons that dot the landscape. Inside the cocoons, everything looks computerized, even us. So, a simulation within a simulation, perhaps? And then you have the weird machinery and all the rock formations. Poke around inside any cave and you'll no doubt notice this. And then you have a number of familiar-looking creatures, the Formers. They look like the Sylvants that we fought on Navarius. There's also the chance that we might encounter other familiar creatures from the other planets, so that would suggest the Formers are based off data gathered from our time in Oracle. Next, we have the artificial satellite theory, which asserts that Halpha is a man-made planet that's undergone years, if not decades, worth of terraforming. Once again, we look at all the mechanical bits, the interesting juxtaposition of natural and artificial. There's a cave just outside Central City that almost looks like the interior of a spaceship. That or a mechanical planet that Arcs happened to colonize and terraform. Maybe at some point they lost contact with the main Oracle fleet, but who built this thing in the first place, and for what reason? And then once again you have the Formers, creatures from other planets that Oracle visited back in the day. And then you have 4 continents with very distinct biomes, the desert, the tundra, and the volcano areas. This begs another question. Is Halpha even spherical? Okay, break out the hats again. All joking aside, it could be something like the Elisa 3, which was where Phantasy Star 3 took place. It too had distinct biomes, but they were separated and domed off. Also, the inhabitants don't think anything of this. Mechanical bits inside of a tree trunk? No biggie. We know that people have been living here for quite some time, possibly multiple generations. It's like being born and raised in a particular region. So are your parents and your grandparents, maybe even your great-grandparents. Certain geographical, meteorological, and cultural aspects are normal to you, but might be foreign to somebody else. And now we have the mothership theory. This theory claims that Halpha is another broken Xion clone. To make a long story short, the predecessors of Arcs came in contact with a living water planet at the center of the universe. As a result, they learned how to harness photons as energy. These people were called the Photoners, and they named this planet Xion. Xion asked them to build an outer shell around the planet, effectively making it their mothership. Then they built a fleet of starships dubbed Oracle. During their heyday, they made several attempts at cloning Xion, the results of which served as the catalyst for everything that would happen thereafter. It's never explicitly stated how many times they tried to do this. Once again, you have all the machinery, but here's something else. If you look at the big monitors in the command room, you'll notice something interesting. One of the displays shows what appears to be an Arc ship. On another display, you have what appears to be a solar system, or could this just be Halpha and its moons? And what exactly is the doll's relationship to Halpha anyway? You have the machines that produce water and food, and the animals. The dolls only seem to attack Arcs and leave the animals alone. So this could be the doll's home turf, and Arcs is the invasive species. Another thing is the name Halpha. It's likely a nod to Halphas, who was the 38th demon in the Ars Goetia. This isn't the first time they've done this sort of thing though. 3 of the planets that we visit in base PSO2 were also named after demons. Halphas is the patron demon of soldiers, building towers and providing armaments to his troops. The humanoid dolls are all packing weapons of sorts. This could just be pure coincidence though, but I felt it was worth pointing out. And then you have Lake Halphia. As of this recording, the entire world map has already been data mined, and Lake Halphia is in a rather interesting position. I can't mention Lake Halpha without mentioning what's floating directly above it. That's right, the tower. And then you have that metal circle right underneath it. Is this just a part of some filtration system, or does the tower plug into it? So, what do you guys think? I always enjoy chopping it up with you guys in the comment section and on stream. Speaking of which, the link to that's going to be down below. So if you enjoyed this, do all the YouTube-y stuff that helps get this out in front of more people. And of course, share with your friends. After all, sharing is caring, right? So as of this recording, we finally broke 1,000 subs the other day. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and for the continued support. And remember, to thine own self be true. Until next time, farewell.